Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School for tonight's boys varsity basketball contest between your Riverdale Raiders and the Fort Myers Green Wave. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening in once again to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network for this great action we have on hand tonight. The Raiders are going to win the opening tip-off. It's Jacob Tracy getting his hand on the ball first as he moves from right to left along with the Raider team across your computer screen. Fort Myers will move from left to right. And your first quarter of play, here's Dean Wilson with the ball in his hands along the right corner. It's going to be stripped away by the Green Wave as they trail down the remainder of the court. It's a jumper coming on the way from Jared Bassett. It goes wide of the net, and here's a downtown shot from Jacob Tracy, and it's right through as the Raiders draw first blood. Clearing the ball out for the Green Wave is Jacob Cox up along the right side of the key. Throws it deep into the paint. It's Connor Jenkins with the layup, and he is going to put it right through. Just about a minute into play in your first quarter between the Riverdale Raiders and the Fort Myers Green Wave. Thank you for listening in to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network once again. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of tonight's action. Dean Wilson makes the pass over to Jacob Tracy, who tries to go cross court, and there's going to be nobody there as the ball trails out of play. Fort Myers now has possession. 6:53 left in your first. It's 3-2 in advantage of the hometown Riverdale Raiders. Jacob Cox leads the ball in the attacking end for the Green Wave. Layup on the way from Liam Guerin along the left side, and he is going to net it. And the Green Wave have taken their first lead of this ball game. Jacob Tracy with control, lobs it down the remainder of the court to Daniel Malvert, banks off of the post, and it's going to be whistled down as the ball goes out of the play, and Fort Myers has control once more. It's Cox down the middle, trying to get past his defenseman Daniel Malvert off to the right key to Connor Jenkins, cross court, and there is a shot. It's going to be overthrown, and the Raiders have control once again. It's going to be Tracy, and he is going to put it in with the right hand. Another layup for the Riverdale Raiders. Now along the left side, it's going to be Jared Bassett trying to sneak his way deeper into the paint. Layup is unsuccessful. Here come the Raiders once again, deflected into the hands of Jaquez Dickerson, and he is going to swish it through. 7-4. Your score in advantage of Riverdale. 5:45 left in your first. The Green Wave, they're wearing their green uniforms, as you can imagine. White numbers on the back, green pants with a white outline down the sides, and the Riverdale Raiders wearing their usual home white uniforms, red script Raiders across the chest, red numbers on the front and back, white pants with the garnet and gold script running down the side, or stripe rather, not script. And another attempt is coming on the way towards Jaquez Dickerson, and that is going to be successful. It's 9-4 Raiders, and Fort Myers is going to call a timeout, their first of the ballgame. Let's catch up on these two teams. The Riverdale Raiders come into this contest with a 4-win, 5-loss record on the 2015 regular season. Meanwhile, Fort Myers, they are a part of Class 6A District 12, which features 5 total schools, and they are 4 wins, 4 losses. These two teams coming off the benches as the timeouts expire. Riverdale sitting off to the right side of my broadcast position. Fort Myers off to the left. Fort Myers puts the ball back into play. Off to the left key. It's going to be Liam Guerin going cross court to Connor Jenkins. Is picked away by Jacob Tracy. Layup. He tried to go for the dunk, and he put too much pressure behind it. Here's Jaquez Dickerson in the paint. Tries to drop it back to David Johnston. Give and go to Wilson. Wilson for the 3, and it's 2 overthrown. Goes into the arms of Connor Jenkins. Shears it over to Guerin. Guerin with the jumper. That's going to deflect off of the backboard. And now here's Dean Wilson overturning the ball. Gives it over to Jacob Tracy, who leads it out for the Raiders as usual. Tracy at midcourt. trying to shake his way past Bensley Bornellis. Down the middle to David Johnston, off to the right side, and his jump shot is going to go. Successful, 11-4 now. Raiders have the advantage as we are just underway in this contest. 4:13 left in your opening quarter of play. Here's David Johnston trying to shake his way past a pair of Green Wave defensemen. He is going to get fouled. Some substitutions going on for the Green Wave here. You have number 11, Dion White. And I believe they also have TJ Prather out there, number 24. There's a pair of points going on the board for Fort Myers as Dion White was able to sink it. There was a foul going against the Raiders on the play, so White is going to try to go for the three-point play. Now we have Deshaun Lane making his way out onto the court for the first time in this ballgame. And White cannot get that three-point play he was looking for with the extra shot. Jacob Tracy, cross court to Deshaun Lane. He's going to go back end to end to Tracy. Now he throws it down low to David Johnston. Takes a shot, but it's an air ball as it sinks out of play. Fort Myers in control once again with the ball. Raiders up by 5. Shot on the free throw line is going to be batted away as the shot was originally intended by Bornellis. And that's going to go out onto the sidelines once again. Jaquez Dickerson throws it right down the middle of the court. The Malivert gets his arm up there towards the rim and puts in. Down the remainder of the court, it's the Green Wave with a long distance shot. It gets loose, and here's Tracy with the ball once again. Down the middle. Tries to sink it, and that's going to be incomplete. There's a foul going against Jacob Tracy on the play. He's going to get a pair of free throws, his first of the game. Steps up to the line, puts the first shot in the air, and he puts that on the board. Now you're going to have Connor Jenkins and Brandon Luttrell come out for the Green Wave. Meanwhile, here's Jacob Tracy trying to put in both shots, and he will do exactly that. Here's Cox down the right side. Three-pointer is going to be made from downtown by Luttrell as he scores for the first time in this ballgame. Opposite end, it's going to be picked away by Luttrell. He's going to put up another pair this time. It's a layup. Green Wave slowly trying to fight back here. Here's Dante Quintel with the ball, sneaking his way past a pair of Green Wave defensemen. Jumper by Deshaun Lane, and there's going to be an offensive foul going against RHS. Tossing the ball back into action is, once again, White. He is a 6'5" senior. As I look out there onto the court, he's probably one of the tallest guys for Fort Myers right now on this shift. There's another long-distance attempt from the right corner by Luttrell, but the Raiders are going to pick it away, and the foul. 2:36 on your first quarter clock, 15-11. The Raiders lead over the Green Wave in boys varsity basketball action. Once again, thank you for listening in to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for this edition of boys varsity basketball. Here's another huge three-pointer coming on the way from Jacob Tracy from the right key. Here's Cox running down the far side, up the middle to White. White goes to the right side. Luttrell. Fort Myers, they're doing a great job at passing out there right now. Just trying to confuse the Raider defense. It's up the gut again to Brandon Luttrell. Right side, shot taken, and there's another three-pointer on the board. This This time it's credited by Jacob Potts. You hear a lot of cheering for both teams in the crowd tonight. A lot of Fort Myers fans have made the short travel over to Riverdale High School to catch this great ball game. A lot of green being worn in the crowd tonight. Dante Quintilla with a sneaky fake pass. He's going to be knocked down as he tried to enter the paint. Ball will go out onto the sidelines. From back behind the Raiders attacking net. 88 seconds left on the clock. The play in quarter number 1. Deshaun Lane throwing it back in. It's going to be Jacob Tracy catching the ball, making his way inside, and he's going to take that jumper. Raiders reach 20 on the board. Bornellis going deep. 3 is going to bounce off of the iron, but they have the assurance layup on the way from Jenkins. Raiders up by 4 now with 1 minute to play. Right side, Deshaun Lane in the corner. Doesn't have enough space. He's going to toss it over to Jaquez Dickerson, and he's going to pick up a foul as it looked like he shoved a defenseman. The Green Wave fans in attendance, they definitely approve of that. It's going to be thrown in, as usual, by White from back behind Fort Myers' own net. He's going to bounce it to Bornellis, who jogs his way across center court, up the gut, outside, left corner, and that's a swisher, but it's going to bounce its way back out somehow. Shot attempted by Prather. Green Wave still have the ball somehow. Another downtown shot is going to be failed, but Connor Jenkins once again is going to make up for it with half a minute left to play. And your first, all the way down the remainder of the court once again, Daniel Malivert, chopping his way out from left to right, throws it outside to Deshaun Lane, deflects off the backboards. Second shot is going to be no good. And the Green Wave come out with the ball in the attacking end. It was being carried there by Jenkins, but he is going to fall down as he took a hit by a Raider player. So Raiders with another foul here. Dean Wilson checking into this game. Tossed in by White to Bornellis, going left side, deep down to the paint, outside to the key again, and there's another foul. That time it was Dion White trying to race his way deep into the paint, and a Raider player got a hand on him there with 3.2 left on your clock. It's going to be thrown back in by the Wave, trying to score one last time before the quarter ends. They can at least tie it up with a successful shot. Three-pointer from Jenkins is going to be too forced upon, and that's going to do it for your first quarter of play. The Raiders lead 20-18 over the Fort Myers Green Wave. We'll take a quick break and come back with your second quarter of play live from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. You're listening to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. We are back and set for more Riverdale Raiders boys varsity basketball on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. 20-18 as we head back into action for your second quarter of play here in this basketball game. Fort Myers traveling from left to right across the court. Raiders from right to left this time for quarter number 2. Here's another long shot on the way. That time it was from Jenkins on the left corner, and there's a foul as he misses the shot. So we have your first stoppage 18 seconds into your action of quarter number 2. Raiders up by 2. That can change here as Connor Jenkins steps up to the line for a pair of free shots. He is going to nail the first one. Sets up for the second, hoping to tie it, and he will do that. Teams deadlocked at 20 apiece. It's been a pretty back and forth, even up ball game if you ask me. Dean Wilson from the left corner, and he is going to sink it for a three-pointer. That came very close. It looked to me like he was standing right on the line, but the official saw it, got a nice view there on the left corner, and he'll call it a three-pointer. Here's Fort Myers on the opposite end. Here's a long shot coming from the right corner, Luttrell, and a rebound is on the way by Brandon Luttrell himself, the 5'11" sophomore. For Fort Myers High. Down the length of the court, it's going to be David Johnston trying to take a shot. That's going to be deflected out of the air by Boyne Ellis. Boyne Ellis bringing it down to the attacking end. It bounces all around off of a block shot. And now, here's Jacob Tracy, lobbing it down the remainder of the court. To Dean Wilson. Wilson shares it back to Tracy. Here's Daniel Maliver getting in on the action from the right corner. Bounces away. And here's Fort Myers again. Boyne Ellis going for the big shot, and that's going to be too much power. Down to center court, up along the near side. And now there's going to be a foul here, which I believe is going to go against the Raiders. 6:23 remaining in your second quarter and first half. Raiders up by 1, 23-22 on the board. It's going to be spiked out of the way by Jacob Tracy. He doesn't have enough time to pursue it, as Boyne Ellis will beat him to the ball. Up the gut, it's Luttrell with another shot from the midpoint, and he is going to shoot through for three. Dean Wilson, left side. There's another long shot. It's not going to work out for him. Here's Luttrell again, running up to the shooting lane. Players fighting for the ball here. They go back outside to Boyne Ellis, and he can't score either. Jacob Tracy finally just racing right down the middle of the court. Now there's a big fumble for the ball. Players trying to jump on it. And fans are just going nuts at that call. It was a scramble. Jacob Tracy just lost control of the ball at around center court. Players just scrambled for it, but they're going to say Riverdale has possession as Dean Wilson will toss it in up along the near side. He's going to hand it over to Dickerson. Dickerson cross court to Maliver, who nearly fumbles the ball there, but he will quickly redeem himself. Low on the left side, it's Tracy. Up along the paint, layup is up and in from David Johnston. 25-25, the scoreboard reads between these two hot teams. They've just been going back and forth. It's been a clash of two heavyweights, needless to say. Here's Boyne Ellis, putting Fort Myers back in the lead with 2 points. And here's Boyne Ellis up on the line, going for the three-point play. Deshaun Lane back out on the court, returning from the bench. And the three-point play is going to be good for Fort Myers. Here's Jacob Tracy. Tracy up the middle, going deep. It's stripped away by Bassett. He tried to go for a pass to Jenkins, but it was just too far outwards, and it goes out of play. Riverdale has turned over the ball in their favor. Jacob Tracy, and he stepped out of play. He was just trying to shake his way loose of Connor Jenkins. He was pinning him up against the sidelines there out in front of the Raider benches, but Tracy tried to release the pass, but he stepped out, and that was just a matter of a few inches as well. Now there's going to be another whistle with 4:55 left in quarter number 2. Both coaches are in the game here. Getting active, they're out to their seats, trying to keep their teams in line. And now it's another incomplete pass from David Johnston. For the Fort Myers Green Wave, their head coach is Scott Guttery. As usual, we have Coach Damon Jones leading the Riverdale Raiders team in his second season. Guttery has been with the Fort Myers squad ever since 2007, so he has some experience in the game of basketball, no doubt about it, especially at the high school rankings. It's Connor Jenkins putting through the pair, and here's another bucket by Dickerson. 30-27, Fort Myers on top. Looking a little more demanding here in this second quarter. Shot is going to be denied. It was originally a layup from Bassett, but David Johnson takes a slap away at it. He says, not in my house, but here's Fort Myers, and they are going to pick up a foul. The Riverdale Raiders, that is, are going to pick up the foul. And there's going to be some free shots on the way for Jarrett Bassett, a 6'4" senior with the team. He'll be taking these shots with 3:57 left in the first half to go. First shot, he hits the post. Fans bringing the noise here, trying to get into the head of Bassett. That's a great thing about these Raider fans. They love the game of basketball. They come out, pack the house, and just have a good time. That's what it's all about here. And these stands at the Raider Rock Gym, they are packed full. If you ever want to come out to one of these games and have a good time, tickets are $4. A failed shot coming from Jacob Tracy. It's going to be brought the opposite direction by Liam Guerin. Guerin trying to put it in with one hand. There's a second chance from Bassett, but it will not go. And there's a foul. It's going to be the Green Wave, or the Raiders, pardon me, tossing the ball back in. The Green Wave originally picked up that foul. So here come the Raiders on the attack. It's Jacob Tracy flinging it over to the right corner. Daniel Malivert fighting his way past the defenseman, trying to get his shoulder over TJ Prather, the defenseman. But there's going to be a foul there against the Green Wave defense. Here's Daniel Malivert up at the line. First shot, no problem. You see Jacob Tracy heading back to the bench. He's been very active, as usual, in the ball games. He really is a great leader here for this Riverdale Raiders team. Jacob Cox bringing it high right side. The Bornellis cross feed. Big scramble for the ball. Jarrett Bassett tried to attempt the basket, but that's going to be chopped wide. And it's another foul going against Riverdale. And a pair of shots coming on the way for Bassett. Bassett, another tall guy, once again 6'4". His opening shot, up and in. Shot number 2 is also not an issue, as he's successful on both. All right, so we see Jacob Tracy hang back into the game after a brief break. Deshaun Lane heads to the benches as we approach 3 minutes left to play in this first half. 33-28. Green Wave are on top. Bassett was playing the defenseman here as Jaquez Dickerson tried racing his way into the offensive zone to the paint. And here's Dickerson once again up at the line. His shot number 1 is going to be great. His second shot is going to bank off the post. And here's Fort Myers again with the ball. It's Jacob Cox bringing it down low, left corner to Guerin. Back high up to Bornellis. And his shot is going to trail out of the basketball playing ground. Dickerson throwing it back in from behind the Raiders' own net. Here's Maliver breaking through. His shot is going to be deflected out of the way. Talk about great defense from the Green Wave. Shot on the way from Guerin as he collided into the path of Dante Quintella. And there's going to be another foul against the Riverdale D. It's going to be Guerin once again coming up to the line. That time, Liam Guerin, he was just trying to hit the shooting lane, and you just saw Quintella there doing whatever he can to block the shot. Guerin, his opening shot is right on the money. Second one is the same. So that makes it 35-29 in advantage of the Green Wave. The control of the game is slowly slipping out of the fingers of the Raiders. They just need to keep playing good basketball, stay calm here, and be smart on the offense. Just like Jaquez Dickerson here, who puts through the layup. That decreases the Raiders' deficit to 4. Down the remainder of the court, it's Guerin. Left side as he drives it up to the key. It's back out the center where White is standing. White hits the lane. Here's Cox taking a shot, banks right off the net, but right into the hoop. Now here's Jacob Tracy trying to spin his way past Green Wave defenseman. Ball strips loose of his hands and it goes out. Right in front of the Green Wave benches here. It's a turnover and advantage of Fort Myers. It's Cox on the right side. Goes cross feed to White. Now down low left side to Jenkins. Jenkins tries to put through a short shot, but that's going to be unsuccessful. So here's the Raiders with the ball once again. It's Dickerson going over to Quintella. 90 seconds left to play in first half. Here is Jacob Tracy, cross feed to Quintella. It goes low, it's picked off by White. Long distance shot to Jenkins, and that's going to be too far out and incomplete. Here's Tracy. Raiders regain possession of the ball here. Feeds it to Quintella. Quintella shares it back. And now once again, here is that pesky Dion White. He's been picking off quite a few passes tonight for Fort Myers, a big obstacle in the Raider offense. Fort Myers manages somehow to keep the ball in play. And now, here's Dean Wilson. Raiders back in business. To Jacob Tracy shares it to the paint, where Jaquez Dickerson sends it up and through. Fort Myers attacking in the offensive end once again. Passing the ball all around. It ends up in the left corner where the ball sails out. Here's a foul going against the Raiders, and it's Connor Jenkins coming up for a pair of shots. 34.2 on the board until halftime. Jenkins stands in tall. And you'll put the first shot too far out. Jenkins with another one. And that's going to land back out onto the court. So Jenkins cannot convert on either of his free throw shots as the Raiders get back on action. Dean Wilson for the three, and that's going to be too wide. Down onto the court, and another stoppage of play. And another violation. And once again, it's going against the Raiders. It's Jenkins again. He's been no stranger to the free throw line. On his last pair of attempts, he cannot convert on either one. And his first shot here will not make it in.
No, he missed.
Jenkins with the second, but he'll finally put that one through. And after those 4 free throw attempts, we're going to see Jenkins head back to the bench. Here come the Raiders. 22 seconds left on the clock. It's Jacob Tracy up along the far side. Out into the offensive end. Up the gut, shot. Banks off the backboard. Here's Fort Myers again. And the ball goes out. It was carried by Liam Guerin, but there was too much pressure put on him by Dean Wilson and Daniel Malivert, who teamed up there. Fort Myers throwing it back in. It's going to be Cox hurling it back into play. 5 seconds left outside. They're going to try to go for a last pair of shots. Do they make it? Yes, they do. Somehow they make the buzzer-beating two-pointer from Jarrett Bissett. And that's going to do it for your second quarter and first half of play. We'll take a quick break for halftime, and we will resume action in your third quarter of play. Once again, the Fort Myers Green Wave lead over the Riverdale Raiders 40-33. We'll be back with more action right after this. We return to Riverdale High School. Raider Rock Gym is the location as we are finished with halftime, and we are ready for your third quarter of play for boys varsity basketball action as the Fort Myers Green Wave leads over the Riverdale Raiders by a 40-33 score. Now underway for the third quarter of play, and we'll start it out with some great action from Jacob Tracy, who will put his hand into the basket, and that's a layup. Raiders down by 5 as they move from left to right across your computer screen. Fort Myers will travel from right to left. And your third quarter once again. Here's Fort Myers with the ball. Up along the left point, it's Bassett racing his way into the paint, and he'll sink it through. Down the remainder of the court, Dean Wilson takes a too-far shot, and it's stolen away by Bornellis. It's tipped and deflected into the hands of Daniel Malivert. Trades it off to Tracy. Jumper. Takes 2 of them, can't convert on either one. Now here's Jaquez Dickerson with the ball in his hands, and he's going to be wrestled to the ground by Connor Jenkins and Bornellis, and there's going to be a foul on the play. It's going to be thrown back in by Jacob Tracy. And he is going to find Jaquez Dickerson, ships it off over to David Johnston, and he'll send it up and through with the right hand. Back and forth action we continue here in your third, 42-37. Fort Myers in the lead. Up the gut, it's Bissett. Takes a jumper, and he converts. Tracy with the ball. Slowly walking it out the center. This is a little unusual of him. He is going to throw it down the remainder of the court to Malivert. He's going to go cross feed over to Tracy, and finally you're going to have Jaquez Dickerson seal the deal with 6 minutes left. Left corner, it's Bissett. Down the middle, 3-point shot is going to wobble its way back out onto the court. Here's Jacob Tracy, now sprinter speed. Down low right corner to Dean Wilson, trying to wrestle his way past Jenkins, and there's the foul. First one of the half for both teams. And as a result, you're going to have Dickerson step up to the line for 2. Correction, that's going to be Dean Wilson. Wilson's a 6'4" senior on the Riverdale Raider team. First shot has no issues. The next one is going to swish its way back out. And now there's another foul here on the play, just as Dean Wilson was regaining the ball on the right point. And it's going to be tossed in from the looks of it. Yes, that's going to be the case as Dean Wilson sends it back into play from behind the Riverdale own net. Lobs it up in the air, finds Jaquez Dickerson. Here's Tracy. Tracy on the right corner. Side to side shot coming from Dean Wilson. Going for the 3-pointer. Can't convert there. Gets the rebound going, and he'll settle for 2 points. Raiders back into it, now down by 2 points. They were in a little bit of a slump before we went into our halftime break. It's stolen away again. This time it's Jacob Tracy, right side, jumper, skips around and into the net. We have a tie ball game, folks. Raiders riding on the momentum here as Fort Myers calls a timeout. That's their second of the contest. It's time to take a look at your standings here for the Riverdale Raiders. First in the standings is the Northport Bobcats, who are 4 wins and 3 losses on the schedule. Next are the Gulf Coast Sharks, who are 5 and 5. And finally, the Riverdale Raiders are at the bottom temporarily, we hope, with a 4 and 5 record coming into this ball game. Riverdale a part of Class 7A District 12. Northport defeated Riverdale 56-52 just a week ago, last Tuesday night here at Riverdale. Deadlocked at 44. Fort Myers hoping to change that as they are back in control of the ball. Near side. It's Jarrett Bassett. Cross feed, rebound on the way. And he puts it in. It's Bassett, credited with 2. And there's a foul going against Jacob Tracy as Liam Guerin was just stripping the ball away with 4:49 left in your third. And of course, tossing it back into play up against the far side is going to be Guerin, trying to look his way past the towering Jacob Tracy. Tracy's a 6'5" sophomore. Not bad. Here's Daniel Malivert. Oh boy, it was an alley-oop attempt. Jacob Tracy was literally hanging from the rim, but he couldn't make the dunk happen. Here's a turnover. 3-pointer on the way for Tracy, and that's too wide. And now there's another scramble for the ball. David Johnson was getting tangled up there with Bassett around center court. Coach Damon Jones is a little upset at that. He's just trying to keep his team in the game because Fort Myers, they definitely have a talented basketball team, no doubt about it. Down low on the left wing side, it's Bassett. Cross feed on the opposite end, though Luttrell throwing it deep in the paint. Shot is going to be interfered as Bassett tried to get the arms up there. And that's going to be a foul against the Green Wave. Raiders have the ball back. Tracy flicks it down the rest of the court. Tried to go deep to David Johnston. Too fast-paced of a play. That's going to head outside of the court. Checking into the game for the Green Wave is TJ Prather. Malivert from back behind the net. Chucks it back into play to Wilson. Puts it in the air, lets it fly through the hoop. It's Cox with the ball. Left corner. 3 is going to be no good. Attempted by Prather. Rebound layup is going to be perfect. Here's another attempt. That previous shot came on the way from Jacob Cox. For the Green Wave, Dean Wilson for 3. That's an air ball. Barely kept in by the Raiders and finally batted out. Now we see Deshaun Lane and Jared Tracy come out onto the court. Jared Tracy and Jacob, the 2 brothers, are out on the court at once. You hear me bring up the fact that those 2 are brothers every single game, but of course that's to avoid confusion. Nonetheless, they are 2 great ball players out there. They know how to lead this Riverdale team. They have all kinds of great leaders, for a matter of fact, and now here is going to be Jacob Tracy going a little too quickly down the court, and the ball is stripped away. We have a whistle. It turns out there's going to be a foul against Jacob Tracy. as he heads to the line. A pair of free throws up on the way. First shot bounces away. Let's talk about the two differences between Jacob and Jared. Jacob, a sophomore at 6'5", Jared, a senior at 6'3". So here's Jacob once again. Can't put in the first one. Can he do it with the second? The answer to that is yes. It's Jacob Cox. Right side, sneaks his way in. There were no Raider defensemen right there on the play. It was a perfect opportunity for Jacob Cox, and he capitalizes. Dean Wilson has the ball up against the far side, and here is a stop. Fort Myers fans are rising to their feet as the foul was called on the play. And now Coach Damon Jones a little upset here. The Raider players, they are bewildered at what is going on. So we'll try to get this all settled out with the officials here. 2:52 is frozen on the clock, 50-47. Green Wave are up by 3. We still have a pause going on, a little bit of a debate, and it turns out that's going to be a technical going against the Raiders. So coming up to the free throw line for some open shots is going to be Brandon Luttrell, and he is going to be successful on the first shot. Second one is no different. So 2 for 2, it's Brandon Luttrell. Turns out that's a personal foul, not a technical foul, pardon me. Just a little bit of miswording by me, so I apologize for that, but we are back out. Into action, Jacob Cox. Give and go to TJ Prather. Left side. Goes cross feed, now deep down into the paint. There's another foul going against the Raiders. Dean Wilson's going to be the guilty party there. He has his hands up in the air. He's a little frustrated as Dion White was trying to make the shot, and he's going to step up to the line now as well. The Raiders are just having difficulty. Well, that's the main reason for some of the misfortune of the Raiders. It's just that they have a hard time with the fouls and the turnovers as well. A lot of noise and pressure made there for Dion White. Opening shot. That is nowhere close to the net. You can hear the fans. They're trying to get into his net. Oh my goodness. That's probably the loudest this audience has been tonight. White makes his second shot. Here comes Jacob Tracy racing his way in. Tries to go for the layup, and it's batted away by Jacob Cox. It's going to go against Green Wave here, so it's going to be tossed back in by the Raiders. Well, there was not a foul going against the Green Wave. Once again, a little miscommunication, but once again, the Raiders are going to toss it back in as the ball previously went out of play. So here come the Raiders on the offense. Wilson shares it to Quintella. Quintella waving his men around. Dribbles the ball some more, wasting some time off the clock with 2:20 left. Wilson fights to keep the ball in play, and they're going to say he stepped out right in front of the Raider benches. So far here in your third quarter and second half of play, we have 4 fouls apiece on both teams. It's been a foul-filled night, needless to say. You hear these fans going nuts. Connor Jenkins tried to go for a dunk, and he did not come close to that one, and there's another foul. Players were scrambling for the ball once again, and the foul goes against Riverdale. There was TJ Prather trying to bury it. He can't make it, and now here is Jacob Tracy coming in for the reassurance. It was originally Dante Quintella hitting up the lane, tried to go for the 2, but Jacob Tracy was right behind him as he nailed it in. And Dante Quintella, after the play, he was in a little bit of discomfort with his leg. He's now limping to the benches. I believe it's his left leg he's feeling a little discomfort on, but... Oh. Okay, so it looks like he had his nose was bleeding there a little bit. So either way, we'll take a look at what was going on. He took a hard hit to the court. So we'll take a look at what's going on. And very hopefully Dante Quintella is okay. He's a big part of this Raider team, so hopefully he can feel better and get back into this one sometime soon. But he's being attended to by one of the Riverdale trainers. Meanwhile, on the court, there's a foul as Connor Jenkins held the ball. He's up at the line for some more shots. First one is money. 54-49, Green Wave on top with 1:50 left in the third. Meanwhile, you have Jacob Tracy coming in. He's going to be swapped out with David Johnson heading to the bench. His next one is going to be successful. Lobbing it across the court is Jacob Tracy to Daniel Malivert. Malivert changes it back over to him. Tracy banks it off the backboards down onto the court. A rebound from Jared Tracy is not going to go in either. This time there's going to be another foul going against Fort Myers. Now it's 5 fouls for both teams. Jared Tracy up at the line for 2 shots. Opening one is nothing but net. Fans trying to rally behind the Raiders. You hear them in the background. Riverdale down by 5. Second one bounces away. Stolen by Guerin. Up against the near side. Deep in, and what a hit. Oh my goodness. That was a huge hit on Bissett there. He was up in the air trying to make a connection with the ball, and Jared Tracy just ran right into him near the paint. Now there's 92 seconds to deal with for the Raiders. Guerin puts in 2. Jacob Tracy with the ball, it's stripped away, and there's another stoppage. It's going to be lobbed back in by Deshaun Lane to Daniel Malivert. Malivert at the midpoint. Goes left key to Deshaun Lane. Now you're going to have Dean Wilson up the gut, throwing it back over to Deshaun Lane. He was just about to take a 3-point shot. You could see it, but he will be interrupted by the whistle. And there's another foul against RHS. Here comes some more shots. This time it's going over to number 40, Davis Campbell. Campbell with his first pair of free throws today. Looks like there's going to be one there. Excuse me, so Campbell can't make that one shot. And it's going to be interrupted by Jacob Tracy up along the right side. Steps on the line, takes the jumper, and that's going to redirect its way out into the sidelines. Fort Myers now has control. It's going to be Jacob Cox. Up the middle, a shot bounces, and Fort Myers manages to regain control of it. Not what the Raiders wanted. They had the opportunity to steal it away. It's been a physical game, no doubt about it. As we travel down to 30 seconds left, 2 shots cannot be good for Fort Myers. And now here's Riverdale on the opposite end. There's another whistle with 24.5 left, and the Raider fans like that. It's a foul against the Green Wave, and Jacob Tracy is up on the line. 57-50, Fort Myers on top. And he's going to get one shot that time. Bounces off the front of the iron and back down. You saw it was some more physicality going on there as Daniel Malaver tried to get down there and secure the ball, but that's going to cause another foul here. And Fort Myers has the ball in their hands. Here we go, 20 seconds left. Holding the ball is number 20 himself, Jacob Cox. Liam Guerin holds the ball patiently to himself, wasting some time. It's Bissett, left side, up on the key, slipping his way in, dropping it back out. The Cox. Cox dribbling it, 2 seconds left. Three-pointer buzzer beater is not going to be on the board. So, he had Fort Myers attempting a little bit buzzer beater magic there to end the third, but that could not work out. Shot came from Liam Guerin. That's going to do it for your third quarter, 57-50. Fort Myers leads over Riverdale High School. We will pause and come back with your fourth quarter of play right after this on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. We are back and ready to go for your fourth quarter of play at the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. It's 57-50 as the Fort Myers Green Wave lead over the Riverdale Raiders. Raiders start the quarter with the ball and their possession as they move from left to right across your computer screen. Fort Myers moving from right to left. So here we go, it's Jacob Tracy throwing it low into the paint. It's going to be bobbled away by Jenkins, and there's another foul with 7:39 left in regulation. A lot of pressure here. Raiders just trying to keep up with the Green Wave. And like I said, they just need to stay calm, play some careful basketball. That's all I can say. They have to be careful with the fouls. I know it sounds like basic information, but just have to follow those keys and things can really work out, but they are easier said than done. I'm not a big-time basketball analyst, but that's my advice. Not sure if it's worth anything, but anyways, here comes Jacob Tracy across the court, storming his way into the paint. Tries to send it up with the right hand, and here's Fort Myers with the ball. Opposite end to Bassett. Bassett curls it over to, I believe that was Connor Jenkins getting involved in there. Getting the right arm up high, takes the two-pointer plus the foul against the Raiders. So Jenkins with an extra shot on the way. Can he make it? Yes, he does. That's now a 10-point lead for Fort Myers. Daniel Malaver up the center. He's trying to get some communication there from Coach Jones while dribbling the ball. Give and go there to Jaquez Dickerson. Spin shot is going to be onto the backboards. And Fort Myers now already on the opposite end. They're a speedy team, I'll tell you that. It can be difficult to keep up. Sending it through sending it through with one hand, pardon me, is Connor Jenkins. Now it's a 12-point advantage. Raiders under pressure here. David Johnston. He's going to hand it off there to Jaquez Dickerson. Malaver now in control. Sends it flying high, and that is nowhere even close. And now you see Daniel Malaver limping a bit there. It looks like nothing serious. He's just going to shake that off while he heads to the free throw line. As Fort Myers gathers another foul on the scoreboard. His shot bounces around a bit, but it will not head in the net. He will make the next one. It's Jacob Cox up along the near side. And now it's stolen away. Here's Jacob Tracy. Layup. It's too short. He just wasn't close enough to the basket, and his layup attempt ended up right off of the post. This time there's a foul here, so you're going to see Jacob Tracy once again come up to the line. He's been up there quite a few times tonight. And small opportunities like this sure do add up in the result of a ball game. Tracy, the shot bobbles wide left. And you can see he's a little bit frustrated there with some of his free throw shots tonight. Still keeping control of himself, and he makes up for it on the next attempt. Liam Guerin, he's going to ship it over to Jacob Cox. End to end is Liam Guerin. Down to center is going to be Jacob Cox trying to find out what to do with it. It's stripped away. Deshaun Lane speeding down the court, just lobs it up in the air, and there's the whistle. Well, let me tell you this. Deshaun Lane showed some speed there. He just lost control. And you saw some airtime there. Foul going against Fort Myers, but there is going to be a timeout, which I believe is going to go to Fort Myers. But we have a stoppage with 5:49 left. Raiders down by 10, 62-52 is your score. It's definitely not impossible to get back into this contest if you are the Raiders, but they just need to find a way to play smart basketball around Fort Myers. Well, thank you for listening in to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. While we have this break, I would just like to thank everyone for listening in. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of a very competitive basketball game. We have a nice crowd out to check it out, and they've been bringing that energy all night, so let's hope for an exciting finish. Fort Myers just doing whatever they can to get that lead away from Riverdale. Make it out of reach and run some time off of that clock. So the timeout expires for Fort Myers. That was their third of the game, and Deshaun Lane is going to resume action up on the free throw line. He starts things out by putting them in the net. Lane goes 2 for 2 on that pair of free throws. It's Cox running up down the far side. He managed to slide it over to Jenkins, who then slides it into the net. Fort Myers up by 10 once again. 5:33 and running on that clock. Right corner, and Jacob Tracy carrying the ball. He is going to ram his way there into Liam Guerin. And Guerin is going to be the guilty party on that foul. As, say it with me now, you have Jacob Tracy coming up to the line. That was a perfect shot there for Tracy. And there's another 2 for 2 opportunity for Jacob Tracy. And this time you're going to see Coach Jones call a timeout. So we have another stoppage. Meanwhile, we'll take a media timeout, come back with more boys varsity basketball action on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. 64-56 is your score. Fort Myers in the lead. 5:31 left to go in regulation. We are back at the Raider Rock Gym after a Riverdale timeout, their first of the ball game, and now here comes Fort Myers back on the attack to resume action with 5:23 left in this ball game. 64-56, Fort Myers in the lead. Hoping to extend that is going to be Jarrett Bissett, but he will not go with that attempt. Jacob Tracy racing his way in, knocks a man over in the process, and picking up the foul is going to be Dion White, standing in the way of Tracy. Now, once again, say it with me, you know who it is. Coming up to the line, it's Jacob Tracy. I've been saying that quite a few times tonight. I said it previously, but, I mean, you get so many opportunities at the free throw line, you have to take advantage of them. Those make the big difference in a basketball game. A little bit of a delay here as the officials were wiping up an area of the court. And shot number one is up and good by Jacob Tracy. 5:10 on the clock. Can he make it again? Yes, yes, yes. Jacob Tracy once again going back-to-back on the free throw attempts. Up on the near side. It's pressure put on there by Connor Jenkins. Jenkins slides it off to Brandon Luttrell. Luttrell to White up on the left corner. Down low. Stolen away out of the hands of Connor Jenkins by Jacob Tracy. And there's the whistle. Fort Myers is going to put in some shots as well. It's Connor Jenkins up on the line. Fans are going to start getting loud again. And Jenkins is able to beat out that distraction and put a point on the board. It's interesting, these fans show so much spirit and support for the Raiders. And there's Jenkins going perfect on the pair of throws. Of course, like I said, these fans show a lot of love for the Riverdale home team. So when the Raiders are up on the free throw line, the whole arena gets quiet. You can hear a pin drop. But then a Fort Myers player comes up to the line and they are just making noise. It just gets deafeningly loud. Here's Fort Myers. And now there's going to be some physicality going on there. David Johnston had the ball in his hands.
23 for them, right? Isn't that his fifth foul?
Now Johnston's going to head up to the line. The first shot from David Johnson bounces away. 4:20 on the clock, 66-58, Fort Myers in control. Deshaun Lane is going to take a seat down on the bench after some good playing time. Up on the line, once again, it's Johnston. There's a few seconds to David Johnston to regain his footing here. He now dribbles the ball. A lot of patience being used here, and he makes up for his last shot, going 1 for 2 that time. It's Jacob Cox. Up along the far side once again. Now on the opposite end, it's White. White is going to hurl it over to Cox, and there's the foul going against the Wave. Here's Jacob Tracy down the remainder of the court, and it goes flying into the stands off of a deflection. Look out, those fans are having a good time down there. They love it. Everyone seems to be okay down there. That's a good thing. We're back in action. Raiders still in control of the ball. Tracy has it, flips it outside to Wilson. Wilson to Dickerson. Layup is inside. 66-61 is now your updated score. We have another timeout here spent by the Raiders. So it's coming down to a tense finish. We have some timeout entertainment coming up here by the cheerleaders of Riverdale High School. They do a great job of entertaining these fans. They're doing some flips out there right now. But this is going to be another one of those tense finishes. Last time we were here on the broadcast, we were calling the Booker game, the Riverdale and Booker Sarasota game here at Riverdale. And that was an extremely tense game. It came down to the final seconds. But very unfortunately, Booker was able to come up with the victory by a final score of 82 to 80. It was just one high-scoring ball game. Needless to say, Fort Myers, they are struggling. It's stolen away by the Raiders. Jacob Tracy on the right key, sneaking his way deeper in, and a bouncing pass is going to be chipped off by Fort Myers. Inside is White, sends it deep in to number 23, Jarrett Bassett, for the 2. Deep into Dickerson, there's another incomplete pass from Tracy. It's going all over the place. Raiders back in control. Tracy, Dickerson, shot is going to be jammed, but the foul is going to come in. To the advantage of the Raiders, it's going to be Dickerson up, taking the opportunity with a pair of free throws. 3:08 left in this ball game. Nothing is impossible beyond this point. Raiders down by 6, and it'll stay that way as the first shot is going to be incomplete from Dickerson. Dickerson will be complete on his second shot anyhow. It's Cox leading out of the zone for the Raiders. Cox brings it low to the right corner where Luttrell is standing. Luttrell back out to center. Daniel Malivert picks it off. Layup sneaks its way in. Daniel Malivert is feeling the energy as fans rise to their feet. Talk about an energy shift. These Riverdale players, they hear the fans. That should be an energy boost. And the foul offensively going against Fort Myers, and there's a timeout. As the Green Wave, they are gassed out there, running out of energy. 68-64, Fort Myers in the lead. It's going to be for Fort Myers. So 2:41 is left, and this is going to be another one of those tense endings. I can just feel it. Just have to keep playing that smart basketball. I've said it multiple times. But that's what it's going to come down to. So let's see how it goes. A Let's Go Raiders chant has broken out around the Raider Rock Gym. Once again, these players, they hear the fan support. You can bet they love that. We have a full crowd on hand. I would say it's nearly half and half. You have quite a bit of Green Wave fans out here, so I'd say it's around 50% Green Wave fans, 50% Riverdale fans. And of course, we are right here once again at Riverdale. This is Nick Rush calling the action. Thanks for tuning in once again to this evening's broadcast. It's end-to-end on the right corner, going deep in the lane. Was Dion White. He gets knocked over. And you have Johnston coming in there saying, not on my watch. But it's a foul going against Riverdale. Now both teams with 10 fouls. Once again, it is the towering Dion White. First shot is nothing but net. 2:37 left in the ball game. This shot is going to ring off the post, and there's a stop. Another foul against Riverdale. 69-64 now is your score. The Green Wave are on top. Seems like quite a while ever since the Raiders have been in the lead. It's Connor Jenkins this time up on the line. This shot spins around, but it will not go in. Jenkins doing whatever he can to extend the lead, and he puts one more point up on the board. Dickerson from back behind the net. Bounces it to Jacob Tracy, waving some men around the court. He's going to find Malivert. Cross feed, Wilson for the three, and that is going to be two forced upon. Raiders still in control. Right key, Dean Wilson. Looking around, waving his arms all over the place. He's finally going to find an open Jacob Tracy. Spinning all over the place here, trying to trick this Fort Myers defense. That's a handoff pass there. That kind of looked like a football-type handoff. A rush up the middle, if you will. And that time, Tracy ended up hitting the floor, and he's up on the free throw line. So Jacob Tracy taking two shots.
No, not both.
Only one correction. So only one shot on the way here for Jacob Tracy once again. 2:04 left in the game. Time is becoming an enemy for the Raiders if they want to make their way back in. So can Jacob nail it down? Yes, he nails it down, and that is going to be a pair of free throws, so excuse me there. Tracy, he's on fire at the free throw line. Going perfect there once again. 70-66 now is your score. Fort Myers are struggling with the ball. Outer end it goes to the right key. Now inside the paint to Connor Jenkins, and that's going to bounce off the backboards. And there's another foul against Riverdale. Wow. Well, like I said earlier, it's a physical game. Nothing more accurate than that statement. And Jenkins puts a single point on the board. He has another one to go. And he'll put that shot in as well. Tracy walking his way slowly. He's going to pound it over to Daniel Malivert. Malivert up the middle, shooting lane. Shot is a layup, and it is going to deflect wide. Fort Myers has it. It's Jacob Cox. Right corner, back up the middle to White. White is going to give the handoff to Jenkins. It's going to go down to the court here, and Jacob Tracy's a little upset at this call. What's it going to be? It's going to go against Riverdale once more. Guess who? It's none other than Connor Jenkins, the Green Wave senior. First shot is accurate. And the second one is in as well. 74-66. The lead is getting out of the hands of the Riverdale Raiders unless they hurry fast. Jaquez Dickerson fighting past multiple defensemen as he bumped into Cox. And the foul, it's Dickerson coming up to the line for two.
Look at the score. We're at 40, aggressive, trying to get the ball in track.
Deshaun Lane is checking in the game for Riverdale. TJ Prather is going to step onto the court as well for the Green Wave. First shot is going to go in. And that one does as well. Down the court all the way to Luttrell at the right corner. Going over to Prather. And there's the blow of the whistle. We've heard it all night long. And 1:01 left in this ball game. Raiders down by 7, and now you're going to have Prather come up to the line. Prather comes through with the first shot. David Johnston hang back to the sidelines. And that time it's going to be Prather once again with another great shot. Here it is to Jacob Tracy. With a minute to go. To Dickerson. Cross feed. Left side. Wilson with the three, and that's going to be chipped away. And another blow of the whistle. And there's some more confusion here. With 48.1 left in the game, 76-67. Green Wave on top once again. There's Jenkins coming up for two shots. Looks like some of the fans are starting to clear out right now here at Riverdale. That shot will ring off of the rim. But the second one is in. Here is Jacob Tracy with the ball. Fort Myers up by 10 points. And the Raiders team, they're looking a little tired right now as Jaquez Dickerson has the ball up along the right point. Sneaks his way into the paint. Shot is going to take a wild bounce. And now Guerin is going to take it. Down to the right corner. Luttrell back high up. Midpoint to Jenkins. And now, left side to White. 17 seconds left in your ball game. White's just bouncing around, wasting time. Raiders not putting a lot of pressure at all. And it looks like that's going to run out the clock. They're not done yet. Luttrell, pass up the gut. Shot intended for Cox is not going to work, but that's the end of your game. The Fort Myers Green Wave defeat the Riverdale Raiders by a final score of 77-67. Live from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. What an entertaining game it's been. Both teams obviously gave it their all. Even up matchup it seems like, but Fort Myers just came out on top. They took advantage of many great opportunities, and that's how you win the ball game. So as a result of the final score, the Raiders are going to bounce down to a 4-win, 6-loss record in 2015. Meanwhile, you're going to see Fort Myers bounce up to 5-4. So they get up over 500, but once again, that's going to do it for this game. Live from the Raider Rock Gym, 77-67 is your final score. Green Wave come out on top. The next game for the Riverdale Raiders is going to be a rematch at Sarasota Booker on December 16th. That's going to be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. So that's going to do it for this broadcast on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of tonight's game, saying thank you for listening in throughout the contest, and we will see you for our next broadcast. Thanks for listening in, and we will see you next time.